Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to this video. So it's currently my birthday and I wanted to make a video on 25 things that I've learned in 25 years. So the first thing on my list is that there is no right or wrong decision, it's just a different path. Especially this year, I spent so much time just like being paralyzed when I had to make a decision because I would just like overthink it, and I would keep on thinking like I don't want future me to regret the decision I'm gonna make, and it would just make me like sit in this place of like ambivalence and indecisiveness and overthinking. But I realized towards the end of this year that there is literally no right or wrong decision, it's just a different path. Just make a decision and move forward. If you regret it, then you regret it, you'll survive. Nobody dies from regret. So that's a big thing that I've learned this year. So the next thing that I've learned is to not be so preoccupied with the outcome and to just trust the timing of your life and trust the fact that you will always be on time for your own life, instead of like sitting in this place of anxiety of always trying to predict like what's gonna happen next, like what is the outcome going to be. I just learned to enjoy like not knowing. So I think that a big thing that I've learned in the past 25 years is to learn to feel valuable and worthy on your own. It has to come intrinsically. You have to like build this like inherent sense of feeling worthy and valuable, and you shouldn't like seek out male validation and male attention to feel valuable and worthy. Like it should be an internal feeling. I feel like male validation can be so fleeting and like unstable. Like you don't have control over it, you don't have control over who stays in your life, but you do have control over the way that you feel about yourself. And I really just learned that I do not need like so-and-so's validation to feel worthy or to feel beautiful or to feel valuable. That is something that I feel on my own. And I feel like I really just learned that a man's absence from my life does not negate my worth and my value. That's something that just comes from inside. I feel like the key is learning how to self-soothe and speak love into your inner child rather than wanting a relationship to fill that void. Like you need to learn how to do that on your own. Another big thing I've learned this year is just choosing to say I don't need this in my life and gracefully walking away from a situation that's not serving me. I refuse to voluntarily put myself in situations that I don't want to be in, and I just tell myself I don't need this in my life and I gracefully walk away. Another big thing that I've learned this year is to invest in your mental health with a professional. I remember before I started therapy, I would tell myself like, if you can spend hundreds of dollars on makeup and clothes and traveling, then you should be able to dedicate like a few months or 1 year towards your mental health and like your mental well-being. You know, like you deserve wellness, you deserve peace, you deserve to like live in a body and to have a life that you're well in. I tell all my friends that a couple sessions with a good therapist can just set your life in such a positive trajectory. There's only so many self-help books that you can read until it's like, okay, it's time to see somebody who is licensed and actually went to school for this. And I am so happy that I invested in therapy for 1 year before moving to New York, because there are so many things that I learned in therapy that have allowed me to enjoy my experience in New York so much more. Okay, so number 6 is that you are always on time for your own life and to trust the timing of your life. I feel like 25 for me has always been that age where I was like, okay, like I hope by the time I'm 25, I'm like married and settled down and graduated with my master's degree. And I'm 25 and I have none of those things. I'm more concerned now about being in the right place and like with the right people and with the right person, more so than reaching certain milestones by a certain age and like by this like arbitrary age that I chose at the age of 5. And I feel like we are the ones who attach meaning to age, because being 25 doesn't mean that you have to have certain things in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to like have this and be with this person and have achieved this. It's just an age and we're the ones who attach meaning to it. So now that I'm actually 25 and I don't have anything that I thought that I wanted, I feel like there's no point of being anxious over like when you're gonna experience something, and it's way more important to be in the right place than be like obsessed with achieving certain things by a certain age. Okay, number 7, I've learned that it's really important to have personal boundaries so that you can have energy to show up your best self when it comes time to show up for people, and then to learn when it's time to prioritize yourself and prioritize your own needs instead of always trying to show up for other people. Like sometimes you need to show up for yourself and just like have boundaries with your time. Number 8 is that do not let other people project their fears onto you. I remember before moving to New York, like ever since I was 19, I've always said that I want to live in New York City. And I remember there would be some people that would make comments, like I feel like they were trying to, maybe it wasn't their intention, but like to kind of discourage me. Like they would say certain things about New York, and I'm really happy that I didn't let it get to me, because I'm here now. I've been here since August and I feel like I've never been happier, and I absolutely love the city. Like it's everything that I wanted it to be. I feel like I'm more than satisfied. Like there's so many times when I just like walk on the streets, or I'll be in a cafe or at a bar, and I'm just like so happy to be in New York. I'm so happy that I followed my intuition and I trusted myself with my move here. Number 9 is that you will never regret having dignity and showing self-respect whenever you're in a situation that you feel like is testing your self-respect. You will never regret choosing yourself and choosing to respect yourself. Number 10 is a personal boundary that I have with female friends, and for me, I'm only friends with peaceful women. I'm only friends with women that I feel emotionally safe around and that I feel at peace around. A big boundary for me is I'm not friends with women who are always in drama or like bring drama into my life. That's a trait that I need in a friend, is you need to be peaceful. Like you can't come and disturb my peace. Number 11 is when in doubt. Sometimes I just ask myself, like, what would a woman with high self-worth do? Or like, what would a woman who was secure in herself do? Like I mentioned earlier in this video, like there would be times when I would just overthink certain decisions, but then asking myself like, oh, like what would a woman who was confident in her choices do? Or like what would a woman who was secure in herself, who had high self-worth, like what would she do? And like a lot of times that helps me make a decision. So that is a big thing that I've learned this year, is like even if you don't feel like secure, or even if you don't feel confident, just like act the way that somebody who was secure and somebody who was like confident, just act how they would act. Number 12 is this mentality that I have that whenever I get rejected from something, I just tell myself that the next thing that's coming will be better. Like that's just a theme that I've noticed in my life, is that like if you get rejected from a job or a school, like the next thing is always better. And I don't allow myself to sit in sadness and like dwell over being rejected, because I know that good things are always coming. Like good things are always on its way. Okay, so number 13, this is a big thing that I learned this year, but it's do not let the anxiety of being single and getting older motivate you to be or to desire men that are not meant for you and that are not good for you. And I've learned that it's really important to truly take the time to get to know people, and don't be in such a rush and don't have such an eagerness to be with somebody that you skip over big character flaws. And I think that I'm learning to just have like a calm sense of trust that everything will work out, and I don't need to let anxiety be the motivating factor for wanting to be with someone. Number 14 is that it is okay to have boundaries and to cut people out of your life that aren't treating you with respect and value. I think that when you're an empathetic person, it's really easy to understand why somebody did what they did, and I've learned that just because I can understand why you did what you did, that's not a good enough reason for me to allow you to be in my life after you've like significantly mistreated me. It's like writing down this lesson, and I was like, how come it's the people that have shown me the least amount of empathy, I'm the one that's trying to understand why they did what they did, versus the people who have like shown me the most kindness and the most love and the most respect? Like I've never needed to do that. So a big lesson that I've learned is that it's not mean to cut out someone that has mistreated you. Number 15 is the importance of like creating and maintaining friendships in your life. I really believe that the only important things in your life are your social relationships and your health, and I just think it's so important to like pour into your friendships and your relationships and maintain them and maintain long-term relationships with people. I remember growing up, we would have these huge Christmas parties and New Year's parties, and there would just be so many people in my house, and my parents just have so many friends, and that was just something that I saw from a young age. And I remember always noting to myself that when I'm in my 40s and when I'm in my 50s and my 60s, like I want to have a lot of friends. I want to have a very like abundant and like fruitful social life. And I think that it's important when you're young to like develop good relationships and good friendships with people so that when you're older you have that in your life. Number 16 is that character speaks volumes, and I don't believe in having to convince anybody about my side of the story. I feel like people always tell on themselves, and being sincere and being authentic shows. People can feel it, and it's not my responsibility to convince anybody to understand my perspective. Number 17 is to dwell on your greatness, and do not dwell on things that make you feel bad about yourself or things that happened in the past that you regret or that you wish didn't happen to you. That energy that you put towards dwelling on like things that you can't control and things from the past, shift that energy towards dwelling on things that make you feel good about yourself and that make you feel loved and make you feel excited about life and just alive, instead of dwelling on things that you can't control. Number 18 is to do like self-care oriented things as a way to tell yourself that you matter. Like, do your skincare because you matter. Go to the gym because your health matters. That is something that when I was feeling low, like I had to tell myself, like, I need to do this workout because my health matters. I need to do my skincare routine because I matter. Like, I need to do this because I matter. I'm not going to procrastinate on my goals because my future matters. You know, like, I'm gonna take my vitamins and my antibiotics because my health matters. And for me, I feel like when I don't do those things, it's like subconsciously telling myself that I don't matter, or that my health doesn't matter, or my future doesn't matter. So that is just something that I tell myself when I don't feel like doing things that are good for me, is that I'm literally doing this because I matter and my health matters and my future matters. So that's why I'm doing this. Number 19 is that there are certain life lessons and life experiences that you can't escape from, especially like when it comes to self-worth and self-love and all of that like self-oriented stuff. There are just certain experiences in life that I feel like everybody goes through, and you really can't escape the experience, and there's no point of feeling regretful or like getting mad at yourself for doing a certain thing, because it's something that everyone goes through. And I feel like the journey of self-love and self-discovery and having like healthy self-esteem is something that like every girl goes through, and you can't get mad at yourself for having certain experiences. Number 20. So I think one big thing that I've learned, especially this year, is that you just need to move forward. No matter like what is happening, no matter what happened, you just need to move forward. Like, it's important to grieve a situation and acknowledge what happened, but I think it's just so important to just like let go and let be of the past and just move forward. Number 21 is a mantra that I've been telling myself now that it's 2024 and it's the new year, and it's, you need to do the things that you don't want to do, but you need to do because of the life that you want. Like, if you want good grades, you need to go study. If you want to be fit, you need to go work out. If you want to improve your gut health, you need to eat healthier. Like, you need to do the things that you don't want to do and that you don't feel like doing. And one thing that I always tell myself is that nobody is going to give you the life that you want. I personally believe that anything that I want in life, I need to be the one to give it to myself. I'm not relying on anybody else but myself to give myself the life that I want. And yeah, like, you need to do the things that you don't want to do. That's just something I tell myself every single day. Lesson 22 is for me, when I was 23, I feel like I really learned what integrity meant. And after a certain experience, I was like, I want to be somebody who has integrity and who does the right thing even when nobody is looking. I feel like that is the test of your character, and I just want to be somebody who acts with good character and a high level of integrity and sincerity. That is lesson number 22. I'm really cold, so I'm gonna try to finish this video really quickly. But lesson number 23, so like towards the end of being 23 and like when I turned 24, I told myself that I am no longer doing things for male attention and male validation. Like, I am no longer going to be like posting certain pictures and wearing certain clothes just for male validation. I think for me, I'm just way more focused on pouring that love into myself and learning to validate myself and to love myself rather than seeking that out from external sources. Number 24, this is kind of like my motto for 2024, and it is, I choose peace. Like, whenever I have a negative thought come to my mind, I just tell myself I choose peace. This year, if I'm ever in a situation that is stressing me out, I'm just gonna tell myself I choose peace, and that is the end of it. I feel like just 2024 and being 25, I just want to have a very peaceful, simple year. I don't want to be stressed out about things that I can't control or ruminating about the past. I just want to really be in the present and just appreciate the moment and just be grateful for like where I am in life. And yeah, I choose peace. All of 2024 and all of my 25th year, I choose peace. I am freezing. So my fifth and final lesson, number 25, this is like my new life mantra, and it's just that I am going to create a beautiful life for myself. Ever since I was 5 years old, I have like always looked forward to turning 25 for some reason. I don't know why. 25 is just like a very, very special number for me. I'm excited to look back on this video in like 5, 10, 15 years and just to see where I was at in life. And yeah, I just really want 25 to be a special year. I'm currently doing my Master's of Public Health at Columbia University, and I live in New York City, and I'm just so excited for what this year has in store for me. And yeah, my like life mantra, especially for my 25th year, is that I'm going to create a beautiful life for myself. Yeah, that's how I want to end this video. I'm so cold. If you're still watching this, thank you so much. And yeah, Happy New Year.